All right, yo, welcome to the 12th episode of the SlashMMR podcast. A lot of things happened in the past month, man. First of all, let's get straight into it, man. I finished my internship, right? Finally, fucking 6 months of torture is the only thing I can describe it as from fucking like September 5th until March 8th. And it's finally over, man. Like, it took so fucking long, but I finally finished it. Although it's not like 100% done yet, I still need to like do like a little project on it, which I've like also pretty much finished, but not fully yet. I've been kind of slow with it, but yeah, man. Finally, if you guys are unfamiliar with what I was doing, I was basically doing like an internship for college, and I was working in an animation studio, fucking 9 to 5, 5 days a week. So it was quite a lot coming from fucking college, because college you don't really do anything, and suddenly you need to like work so fucking much. But yeah, it's finally over, man, and I did not really like it that much. It was, it was just very long, and the work was not that interesting. But we finally made it, and yeah, I'm excited to like not have to do anything anymore for that. So what have I been doing college wise? So finished the internship, of course. So I had like a couple weeks off, which I didn't really do anything in at all, which was pretty chill, I guess. But now I'm actually back to college again. Starting like literally like a few days ago. And I've talked about many times before how my college is like super unprofessional and shit. So they were like they were talking in the email like, oh, if you like don't show up if you're too late for the classes, it's like very bad and we'll not tolerate it. But so many people have already come late and like didn't no one even cared about it. Like it was not even like said or anything. So nothing was even said about it. So they didn't really care. Like my literally the second day, my we have to make groups, right? So very much I don't really have any normal class anymore. It's just exams. So first we'll have like a an exam and like preparation for the actual exams. It's just like sort of like a test to see how everything works and what exactly we need to do to pass it and how the fucking process works and stuff. And then after that we'll do the actual exam, which will determine if we fucking graduate or not. And yeah, so we have to make groups. On Wednesday, we got like a little explanation for the fucking project. And yeah, the second day, like I was the only one that showed up on time. And then one dude came 20 minutes late, and then another one came almost 2 hours later. So, it is what it is. I was not really expecting anything else, to be honest. But that's just my college, I guess. So yeah, it's a pretty chill schedule though. We only have 3 days in a week, but it's like it's like it really depends on yourself though. For this like fucking like we kind of you need to like work more than actually is like scheduled, because technically we only have like every morning scheduled for Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but we need way more time than that to work on. So we need to like stay longer or like fucking meet up at school on different days with like the fucking group in order to get stuff done, or just work from home, I guess, whatever fucking works. But yeah, it's quite a big project, and we only have like a couple weeks time, like literally like 3 or 4 weeks. I think we have like four more after this. I mean, after this, it's already the week's already over, man. It's Saturday, but yeah, it's a pretty fucked up project. I don't really care that much for it because I do like graphic design and stuff, but I don't really like doing graphic design and stuff. So I kind of like don't care about what the fuck we're doing because all these people are like making these things to like actually do something with it for their future. Build like a portfolio and stuff. But I really just don't care about any of that shit. So it's kind of like what the fuck am I even doing there? But I do still have to fucking graduate, right? I was fucking like 3 years fucking wasted, and I will not have a diploma at all, so that's not really convenient. But yeah, so just pretty much got to do the exams, and I'll be done in like in June, somewhere like mid June. I don't know when the graduation is, but with like the project, I'll probably have like if whether I pass or not, I'll probably know um in like June. So yeah, that's really about it for college. Not really much else to say there. Almost done with it completely. And yeah, another thing that's been annoying me like for the past couple months has been driving, bro. There's this thing, the theory exam. I just cannot. I'm struggling to fucking pass it, man. I've been 3 times now, and I failed 3 times. And actually, I studied like hella last time, and I literally had one mistake too many. and that's why I fucking failed. So it's ridiculous, bro. I really fucking hate that shit. It's so fucking stupid. Anyways, I have to fucking we just rescheduled another fucking date to do the fucking test on, and I'm doing it next week Wednesday, so I gotta fucking study again for that shit, and hopefully pass it this time. But I really don't have any faith in it at all, bro. Like, but like driving lessons itself is like alright too. But I just think it's boring, man. I don't really like driving that much, you know. So yeah, I don't really care that much for it, but you know, it's something that I have to do as well. You know, I don't really have a choice. Just gotta fucking get my license one way or another. So you know, it's I don't know if I don't know. I don't really have much faith in passing this test, man. I don't know what it is, but it's just really fucking annoying. Like seriously, in the Netherlands. It's super hard, man. Like I've seen Americans do it, like talk about it and what they had to do for it. You know, I've people literally do it at home there. Like you can literally do the test at home for like American people, or some at least. That's what I heard talking to friends, and they just literally just cheated on it. Like, bro, I don't have that option. It's like very strict. Like you literally have to go to like a location and like put everything you have in like a locker, and then go in there completely like with nothing on you, and work on a computer with like there's even like a camera staring at you at all times. It's fucking crazy, bro. So yeah, there's actually no way to fucking cheat or something. So if anyone of y'all have just done that fucking thing at home, you're lucky, man, because this thing is a pain. But yeah, let's actually get into some other topics, man. I wanted to talk about April Fools, all right? So April Fools, that was a couple days ago, and you know, what I personally feel like, I feel like April Fools is getting less relevant each year. I don't know if that's just me, but I don't really see that much people talk about it anymore as they did, you know, back in like a couple years ago or something. You know, it's kind of become like irrelevant. You know, if there's like one holiday, if you even can't call it that, I would say like I don't really care for that much. It would be probably be April Fools, but this year something pretty funny happened. It might be like it might actually generally be like one of the biggest April Fool's jokes of all time, even though it was like it was kind of like it was not even a joke. It was literally like an accident. All right, so you guys know Discord, right? You know, I use it every day, and Discord launched an April Fool's update, a little event on Discord, and it was called the loot boxes. So they would add basically cases that you could open in Discord itself, and there were 9 different items you could get, and if you collected all 9, you would get a reward, right? Now, of course, people want to get a reward, so like the joke was that the reward is basically you get like a clown thing around your avatar. They have added like avatar decorations for your profile picture, and now you have like an animated clown around it. So basically, that was just a joke, right? Because no one really wants to be a clown, but it's still the reward you get. So you kind of wasted your time opening all those fucking cases for nothing, but that's basically a reward, right? Now, where does the accident come in here? So Discord launched a promotion video on YouTube for this, and it was called Discord Loot Boxes Are Here. Now, when you open Discord, this video would play, right? You would just open Discord and you get the loot box notification, and it would just play the video. Now, what apparently happened is that for every single person that opens the Discord client that day, you know, the Discord app, apparently the video would accidentally loop in the background of Discord. So it would just constantly be on repeat, and would constantly, every single user that was on Discord would constantly watch it on accident. You know, apparently me too. I didn't really know because, you know, of course, I just saw it once and then I just clicked it away. But apparently it was still playing in the background at all times. I don't know how the fuck that happened, but it definitely caused something funny because Discord broke multiple YouTube records because of this. They reached 1.4 billion views in 24 hours on their YouTube video for this. So because it kept looping in the background because the thing is only 18 minutes long, so it's like very much like, you know, playing, and it literally had like 200 million views in a few hours, and then at like 10 hours it got 500 million. So it's absolutely, those are insane numbers, right? You got to understand the current record for most views in 24 hours by a YouTube video that's not a music video is like 196 million, which was the GTA 5 trailer. I mean, or not 6, right? I don't know. Is it 6? I don't even know, man. Either way, it was the GTA trailer, and that was a huge moment for like the whole fucking internet, right? So for something to be that fucking huge, of course, something stupid like Discord loot boxes do not compare to that at all. So for that to get 500 million in 10 hours was just a huge meme. And so many people were just so confused about it. Like, how did this even happen? And even the Discord staff, they did not know how that happened. They were like, "Why does this have so many views? What's going on?" So it was a complete accident, but it did make for a great April Fool's joke. Or, I mean, it wasn't even a joke; it's literally an accident, just something that happened on April Fool's, I guess. But it was a super funny thing. And so at around the 12-hour mark, it reached like 600 million, and then it stopped. It literally stopped for like 8 hours or something. It's so people thought it was fixed. People thought like, oh, okay, obviously it's good now. But no, suddenly it jumped to 1.4 fucking billion. Suddenly it added like 800 million more. So I guess the view counter kind of broke and then just added up the rest. So it was on 1.4 billion views in 22 hours even. I think was at 22 that it hit that, and then it stopped getting more though. And the funny thing is Discord only had 125 million total channel views. So over their whole fucking channel over the past 8 years, they only had 125 million views, and that's shot up to like 1.5 billion. But unfortunately, you know, I mean, we didn't really know what YouTube was going to do, so we were kind of like waiting. All right, so what's going to happen now? And for a pretty long time, the views were still up. Like nothing really happened, but then YouTube did manage to remove everything. So now it's back at what it originally was. Although, you know, obviously because of this whole situation, it got a lot more views than it probably should have. It has 3 million now. So, you know, YouTube did remove every single accidental one. So from 1.4 billion to 3 million views. Yeah, so their whole channel is completely reset again. The views are not 1.5 billion anymore total. It's back to 125 right now. So yeah, but if this didn't happen, then it would not have 3 million either. So a lot of people just fucking searched it and clicked on it just to see the view count, because it actually was huge. Like people were talking about this like a lot. So I just thought it was super funny. You know, Discord loot boxes 1.4 billion views in 24 hours, man. That was pretty funny. Anyways, next thing I want to talk about is Kanye West and Cenat, man. So y'all know Kanye West, right? Huge musician, and y'all probably know Cenat too. He's like one of the biggest streamers right now. And they had beef, man. I don't really know exactly why, but it was a really dumb beef, and I just want to talk about it real quick because I just thought it was super funny. So basically, what happened was Kanye West, he basically sent Cenat like some merchandise, right? Some free merchandise. And Cenat tried it on off stream, but the pants didn't fit him, right? He tried wearing the pants, and they literally fell off. And so what he did, he was like, Kanye, bro, what is this? And then Kanye got mad at that. Kanye said like, whoa, why are you joking about my stuff? Why are you're like, he said, don't make no jokes about my clothes. And when it literally just didn't fit, bro. It was super funny clip. Like Cenat tried on the pants, and they literally just fell down, bro. Like he literally, because Cenat is a small guy, right? So I don't really know what sizes those clothes are, but he's literally just could not wear them, bro. They would literally just fall off. And Cenat, he basically like got DM'd by Kanye West saying like, don't make no jokes about my clothes. When you ain't saying nothing about what Adidas is doing. And basically saying that Cenat is controlled by the media and stuff to like, you know, hate on Kanye West and like talk down on him, when that's not really the case at all. Even though, you know, of course Kanye West is very controversial right now, so a lot of like big people really don't want to see him in the spotlight. But you know, he dropped a new album quite recently, and it was actually pretty good, man. A lot of people don't like it, but I actually thought it was pretty good. And, you know, one of his songs went #1, you know, Carnival, it went #1, so that's also pretty big for him, even after he's canceled. And now he's independent, too. He's not even signed to any label or something. So, you know, yeah, shout out to him for that, I guess. But, yeah, so that was just super dumb, bro. Cenat had this whole stream where he was like, crying because Kanye West was roasting him, man. So, yeah, I mean, Kanye West just said, fuck you to Cenat, and basically saying that he's controlled, and he was people made him diss his clothes, when it was just so dumb. Like that was literally not the case, bro. He literally could not fit the pants. I don't know why Kanye West gets so mad about that. The guys that literally tried him on. He even complimented another piece of merch because he got sent 2 different things, I think, like some sort of shoes or like socks, and he was like, damn, these are kind of cool because they actually fit him. And he tried on the pants, and they literally just fell down. He literally just could not fucking get him to fucking wear, bro. Like, it's ridiculous. And then I don't know, Kanye West somehow took that as Cenat dissing him. I don't understand how, bro. Like, Cenat was showing like a lot of love and respect, but I just thought it was super super goofy how that even went down, man. And while we're on the topic of rappers, man, a lot of rapper stuff happened this month, man. We have some crazy beef here with Kendrick Lamar and Drake and J.Cole, man. So basically, what happened? Basically, you guys know hip hop, right? Hip hop, the genre. Hip hop is pretty known for like having beefs. I mean, even like going back to the fucking 80s and shit, people would always diss each other, and it's basically part of like the culture, right? You dissing each other, getting better, who has the better rhymes and stuff, the better disses. And of course, I mean, probably the biggest beef of all time was the West and East Coast with Tupac and Biggie. But as of recent times, it's not really that big of a thing anymore in hip hop. There's still, of course, disses and beefs, but it's not really as prevalent. But now, Kendrick Lamar, one of the biggest rappers in the game, actually took shots at J. Cole and Drake on a new song, and basically he started like one of the biggest beefs we've seen in like in a long time, right? So basically, Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, and Drake are like the three biggest rappers of the 2010s, right? They all came up in the 2010s, and yeah, they've been on top of the game for like quite a while now. And basically, Kendrick Lamar, he was just talking about like how he's the best pretty much, because J. Cole and Drake actually dropped like a song together like last year where they were talking about the big three, which is Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, and Drake, being the big three of the 2010s, and currently just being the top three biggest artists right now, period. Even though Kanye West is kind of up there too, but it's kind of like of the new era, right? They're kind of like the new era, pretty much. That's why Kanye West is usually not really counted in this conversation, because he came up in like the 2000s, but we'll get into that later. Because what Kendrick Lamar said, pretty much he was talking about like that Drake and J. Cole were teaming up, clicking up against him in that song, and like talking about the big three, and Kendrick Lamar wasn't fucking with that idea, man. He said fuck the big three, it's just big me. So he really like he's trying to claim the throne here, and he really wants a response out of Drake and J. Cole, and he got one from J. Cole, right? Literally yesterday, J. Cole surprise dropped a diss track back to Kendrick Lamar, and it was pretty bad. It was not that great, to be honest. Because mostly he starts to diss Kendrick Lamar's discography. He's saying that his second album, To Pimp a Butterfly, even though it's his third, but J. Cole didn't count his first one for some reason. He started with something else for some reason. So basically, Kendrick Lamar's first album is Section 80, right? But for some reason, he didn't count that one. He just started with Good Kid, Mad City, which is his second album, which J. Cole called his first. So it is what it is. But yeah, so he said that Kendrick Lamar's second album is boring. Putting people to sleep, even though it's literally like one of the best rated albums of all time, right? Like To Pimp a Butterfly, even Barack Obama said he liked that album, man. He was asked in like 2015, Kendrick Lamar or Drake, and he said Kendrick Lamar. He was complimenting the album. So when you're gonna diss an album that literally Barack Obama said was fire, I don't I don't know what you're doing, man. But yeah, I mean, I did like the song. It was pretty interesting from J. Cole, the response, but it was just a little weak though. I don't really I wasn't super impressed, but it definitely is interesting though, man, how this will develop, because of course the Kendrick Lamar song, he didn't really go at J. Cole that hard, all right? He was mainly going at Drake, and Drake has not really responded yet at all to any of the beef. So we're still waiting on him, because of course Drake is like the biggest artist, right? He's the most successful, and even like one bar in the Kendrick Lamar song that I thought was quite hard. He said, "Your best work is a light pack," referring to other people's, referring to J. Cole and Drake's, right? That their best work is not that impressive musically wise, and that Kendrick Lamar obviously has more classic stuff, which he does, honestly. Like out of these three people, Kendrick Lamar is, in my opinion, the best artist, and he definitely has the best albums out of any of them. But to say that their best work is a light pack is a bit of an overstatement, though. But like, if you're Kendrick Lamar, you can say these things, man. But if you're J. Cole, you can't, right? So like, J. Cole is trying to say that Kendrick Lamar stuff is boring. He just has no place to say that, in my opinion. But Kendrick Lamar can, because he has his own catalog to back that shit up. But one of my favorite lines here is Prince outlived Mike Jack, is basically what he said. So he's basically comparing himself to Prince, saying he's more of like an artist, and that Drake is like more like Michael Jackson, like basically just the pop, the bigger numbers. But yeah, I thought it was pretty cool line. But it is cool to see this, bro. Because as I said, we haven't really seen any real hip hop beef like that in a while, and it is interesting seeing this unfold in real time. I mean, these are like the biggest fan bases also going against each other online. And there's a lot of people saying that Cole is better, than a lot of people saying Kendrick is better. A lot of people calling the diss track mid. A lot of people saying it's fire, and that j.cole is like ahead right now, and that Kendrick needs to respond. All this sort of stuff. So it's quite cool to see. But yeah, once again, I'm currently I think this response is like decently weak. I just think that he kind of just set himself up for failure, starting to like call Kendrick's albums boring when it's literally just not true. It's like it's a bad argument. And like j.cole is like known for like not really having the best discography either. Like he has a couple solid albums, but a lot of it is kind of boring. Like most people would agree. And for him to call other people's stuff boring is kind of like hypocritical. A lot of people think like literally the top comments here on Genius.com, the site for lyrics. Did he really just call To Pimp a Butterfly boring? Has he listened to his own albums? He got 200 likes. So like most top comments on this thing is just like talking about that mainly, because it was just a weak diss. He even said like that Kendrick Lamar fell off like The Simpsons, which is also kind of like a bad line. Because even The Simpsons haven't really fallen off that much. Like it's still like very talked about. So I don't know. I currently think that Kendrick Lamar is definitely on top in this beef, but hey, most people are waiting for the Drake response, man. See what Drake comes with, because obviously he's the biggest one, right? And once again, I also mentioned Kanye West briefly in this situation, because he actually also came through, and this beef was not about him at all, but he still wanted to say something, because basically he said like, man, fuck the big three, fuck Kendrick Lamar, fuck Drake, and fuck j.cole. I'm better than all of them. But even though he wasn't really involved, but like I would agree, but like it's not really about that though, because it's once again it's more about like the big three of like the 2010s, right? And even if Kanye West was still like really huge in the 2010s, he didn't come up in the 2010s. He was already really big in the 2000s, so he is not really in that conversation of those three in particular. But I do see where he's coming from though. But it is funny that he tried to get involved there. Anyways, more rapper news. A lot of stuff happened with rappers this month, man. And this is actually a rapper that's not really that known, but actually one that I was a big fan of, Xavier Wulf, man. Basically, one of my favorite artists is Bones, and Xavier Wulf was like his closest collaborator, or was his closest collaborator, because he got exposed for some foul stuff, man. And the situation is still unfolding as we speak, but yeah, Xavier Wulf pretty much got exposed on Reddit for basically being very abusive and stuff to an ex-girlfriend and even like animals. But apparently it all happened like 5 years ago into like 2018, but that doesn't really excuse it. So yeah, there was just a whole fucking post with a lot of proof of him like beating his ex-girlfriend and stuff, and even like abusing their dog. And he made like a weak ass apology, and it was just not looking good. And basically Bones and all his other like collaborators basically like kind of like cut ties with him. He's not really on the team anymore. They all unfollowed each other. So usually with beef like this, you hear about something like this every now and then. You hear about some rapper or some other celebrity being like a bad person, but I've never really had it this close to me, in terms of like being a fan of something. Because of course I'm really like one of Bones' like biggest fans, right? Like, and for his closest collaborator Xavier Wulf, who I also listen to like a lot, for him to like basically get canceled is pretty wild. He still has a lot of fans currently, but I mean people won't forget, man. And he basically like he's kind of blackballed now, because there was this show Rolling Loud, like one of the biggest shows on like the world, especially for hip hop. He was supposed to go there with Bones and Eddie Baker, also one of their close collaborators and friends. But Xavier Wulf got removed from the show, man. He did not go, and they were also going to go on the tour with Limp Bizkit, and he also got removed from that. So he's not associated with Bones anymore, and it's kind of sad to see, because actually they had a collab album on the way, man, and that album has been teased since like 2017, but still it was coming at some point, hopefully, but now it's not happening anymore. So yeah, it is very sad to see someone that you actually kind of look up to like that, or was a big fan of at least, to be outed as like a crazy abuser and stuff. But he's handling the situation very bad, man. He's handling it very bad. So as I said, he posted like a pretty weak ass apology, basically trying to say like, man, yeah, he basically admitted to everything, But then he deleted it. He deleted it like a day later. He deleted the apology, and then like he was like quiet for like a week, and then he started like attacking fans on Instagram. Like people would comment on his posts like, "Bro, you're a fucking abuser," so, yeah, basically shit like that. And he would comment on their pages like he was just trash talking them. It was very childish, man. Xavier Wulf has been known to be childish because he actually was in like a situation last year too with like fans, where he would like charge like $100 for merch, right? And it is what it is. An artist can price their merch at whatever they want. Even though $100 for like one fucking hoodie or something or whatever is a lot. But like it's funny because in 2013, right? I know it's a while ago, but Xavier Wulf in his song, he said a line, and the line was, "Lame people spend $100 on clothes." All right, that's so dumb. That's literally what he said in one of his songs. That's so dumb, spending $100 on clothes. And then fast forward now, 10 years later, he made his own merch $100 each. So people were basically just quoting that line in the comments, and Xavier Wulf just started beefing them, like going in their DMs, like shit talking and calling them broke and stuff. So that was also just a bad look, man. Ever since then I kind of like didn't really like him that much anymore. But of course that really um does not compare to whatever fuck happened here. So yeah, once again it got exposed usually. Um, and yeah, it was sad, man, because once again I'm actually a big fan of this guy, and it is kind of sad to see him be outed like that, and for him to respond the way he did. And once again, he made a recast apology. Basically, he didn't really apologize that much, and he then deleted it, and now he's like saying that he didn't do certain stuff. Like he admitted to everything, and then now he's like backtracking and saying that he didn't abuse the dog, but he's not denying anything about the woman though. So I don't know, man. It's not a good look for Xavier Wulf here, and once again, it's kind of sad to see. But I do wonder what he'll do though, if he's gonna keep dropping music and stuff. That's all gonna unfold, I really don't know. But yeah, I don't really support him that much anymore. That's basically all I want to say about that. Anyways, moving on from all the rapper stuff, let's talk about Twitch for a little bit, right? Because every month there's something new going on at Twitch. I've spoken about this in the past, that Twitch is basically like a soft porn site at this point, instead of like what it used to be, like gaming. And it continues to be that way, man. Every single month there's new ways that these women are trying to cheat the Twitch rules and try to find new ways to like fucking make their stream sexual in any fucking way possible. And this month they actually had a pretty interesting way. All right, I actually can't believe this shit, man. They started like wearing like green clothes, and they would basically just have their ass in the camera, or tits or whatever, and they would just literally just have like a green screen, and they would literally just basically just have the whole screen be their ass, but like have gameplay on the green screen, right? So basically they would have like green pants, and make it like green shorts, and then literally you would have Fortnite on the shorts, like literally just playing Fortnite, and it would just display on the shorts as like for the green screen. And I don't even know how someone thought of this, but it was the most stupid thing ever, man. So yeah, that was basically like another way to cheat the system, try to show themselves as much as possible, because that's all Twitch is nowadays, man. And even like if it's not like about that, it's still like it's just I don't know, man. It's just women doing yoga and like stretching, all sort of stuff. But like yeah, it's bad, man. It's bad. But I just thought it was pretty funny, the whole green screen thing. I don't know how they thought of that, but Twitch cracked down on it though, like decently fast. Well, not decently fast. It took like a couple weeks, but yeah, they did ban that eventually. So there's a new rule here, starting on Friday, March 29th, which was already quite a while ago, but they did crack down on it. Content that focuses on intimate body parts for a prolonged time will not be allowed. We've included additional details and definitions in our community guidelines linked below. So yeah, they did crack down on that, but I think it's just hilarious to see how these down bad women, man, they'll do everything to get a little more money, man. Like literally just putting like a green screen on their ass and playing Fortnite on their ass that's insane. That's literally insane. Anyways, another thing that also happens about every single month is Adin Ross doing something stupid. And this month it was him basically doing something with Andrew Tate. Now, Andrew Tate, a very controversial figure. You've probably heard of him. He's been accused of basically like sex trafficking. and stuff, and like fucking keeping women like in his house or something. I don't really know the details, but yeah, basically something along the lines of that. And he's been arrested for it before. I mean, there's been no proof though, but he was held in jail for like quite a while actually, just based off accusations. But yeah, I cannot confirm or deny anything about that. But yeah, so basically, Andrew Tate and Adin Ross have been decently close for like quite a while. And yeah, they do stream sometimes. You know, Adin Ross is a streamer. They do stream sometimes. You know, last month I talked about Adin Ross getting scammed by rappers on his stream. Well, this time he didn't get scammed, but he did something very dumb. Right? He was talking about Andrew Tate on stream, and basically he got Andrew Tate arrested somehow. So basically, apparently Andrew Tate was planning to flee Romania because that's where he's staying. Because of course his situation is still an active investigation. And I'm not sure if he's on house arrest or not, but I'm not actually sure about that. Yeah, he was for a while. I don't know if he still is, but yeah, basically he said that he was gonna basically he told Adin Ross like, yo, I'm gonna leave Romania in like a week. If you want to come over and do some content, we can do that. And then Adin Ross said that publicly on stream. He was like, yo, he was like, yo, Andrew Tate hit me up. He said that he's gonna leave Romania, probably never come back. And apparently authorities literally saw his stream and they were like, "Oh shit, this guy's gonna fucking flee." So Andrew Tate got arrested again. He got arrested again, and this is like in like the middle of March. I don't really know exactly what happened, but he didn't flee Romania. He is out of jail again though, but he did actually get arrested literally because of Adin Ross fucking up and just leaking that shit to the public. And yeah, then they did do a stream together, you know, not in real life in Romania, but yeah, as far as I know, Andrew Tate is still in Romania right now, so his plan to escape was put to a stop. It was just so fucking dumb. And yeah, so they did do a stream together, but they got into quite a bit of an argument actually at the end of it. Basically, Adin Ross was kind of acting like a clown, you know. Andrew Tate was trying to give him like advice on life and stuff, and then they just kept interrupting each other and stuff, and it was bad. Like a lot of the people in the comments were like hating on Adin Ross for like, you know, acting like a clown basically. And you know, it is what it is. But with these streamers, man, these streamers like kind of like lose like a sense of reality at some point because they always feel like they have to like be entertaining in some sort of way for the viewers and stuff, right? But sometimes it just makes them look like a clown. But yeah, I thought that was a very, very stupid situation. Anyways, next thing I want to talk about is the YouTuber YourFellowArab. And yeah, he got kidnapped, bro. Basically, this guy is a YouTuber who does traveling content for the most part, and I'm looking at his channel right now, and it's actually kind of funny because there's a lot of like wild things on here. Basically, 9 months ago, I spent a day with the Rio, Brazil's most dangerous gang. 3 months ago, day one living with the Mexican cartel. So he has a bunch of like wild content, meeting cartel members and meeting the most wanted kingpin in the Middle East. And then in between all these videos is a video from 3 years ago on Fortnite. I coached an aimbotter in Fortnite, 24 kills. So like between meeting gang members and like the most dangerous people ever, just some random Fortnite video. That's kind of funny. But yeah, basically, you know, he does a lot of wild trips and meeting a lot of dangerous people. I don't even know why he would do that. Literally, day 2 of living with the Mexican cartel, day 3 of living with the Mexican cartel. Day 4, Hitman interview. He literally interviewed someone with 150 kills. Apparently, that's what the thumbnail says. They murdered 150 people. Anyways, so he does a lot of dangerous stuff, right? And he actually went to the country Haiti. I don't know how you pronounce that. It's in the Caribbean. And yeah, that's basically a very dangerous country, right? I'm not really sure exactly, but basically he got kidnapped, right? He went there to Haiti, and it was not a very fun place. A lot of fucking gangs apparently rule the fucking places there, and he was in a hotel, but like of course no one goes to vacation there, so like he was apparently the only one in the hotel, right? Like, he had a hotel all to himself, and he was supposed to go home, and then he got kidnapped. And basically what he said on Twitter after, because he did get released eventually, he got released after like a couple weeks, I think. He said, I was kidnapped purely for the color of my skin. He was kidnapped for being a blanc, so basically being too white, I guess, even though he's not really white, but I don't know what that's supposed to mean. But a lot of people thought it was kind of like a weird thing, because suddenly he starts being homophobic in this thing. He starts saying, when you're kidnapped in the middle of the Haitian desert, in a concrete shack surrounded by barbed wire, you don't pray to a rainbow flag, you pray to God. So he certainly turns this whole thing around. A lot of people thought it was fake because of that. I mean, you have some replies. This whole thing is scripted. The fuck does a rainbow flag have to do with this? How do you manage to relate kidnapping to being gay? You got kidnapped, and the first thing you thought of first day out was to be homophobic. So yeah, that was kind of like a weird thing to say, but because of that, a lot of people speculated it was just fucking scripted and just fake. Since then, he did do a live stream actually yesterday, 19 hours ago. He said he did a live stream. I spent 17 kidnapped in Haiti. First interview. So yeah, I don't know. Once again, there's no really confirmation of anything, but I mean, if he did all that just to talk about the rainbow flag, it would be kind of I don't know. That would be kind of a lot to just go at your rate to just be homophobic. But yeah, that was a pretty weird comment. And just because of that, a lot of people like kind of questioned whether it was even real or not. But yeah, if he did get kidnapped, that was of course pretty fucked up. But I mean, just looking at the kind of videos he makes, once again, spending a day with Rio, Brazil's most dangerous gang, day one of living with the Mexican cartel, all that sort of stuff, and then the random Fortnite video. Anyways, I don't know, man. It's a fucked up situation, but if it was all true or not, I guess I don't know if anything's been confirmed, but it is good. He's free at least again, but that was quite dangerous though, and maybe I don't know if he's gonna continue making stuff like that, content like that. You know, visiting the most dangerous place in the fucking world, is meeting the most dangerous people. Maybe this taught him something. Maybe not. I guess we'll have to see, but at least glad he's alive again. Then another really big thing this month, Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, man. Mike Tyson, the GOAT of boxing, you know, not really, I don't know. People would probably have Muhammad Ali over him, but one of the GOATs of boxing, right? One of the greatest boxers of all time. Probably the hardest punch, though. I don't know. He's known for his, like, how fucking hard he hits, but yeah, Mike Tyson is a beast, man. But also, Mike Tyson is like 57 years old. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 57. Almost 58, by the way. And he weighs exactly 100 kilograms, apparently. That's pretty clean. Anyways, Mike Tyson is he's fighting someone, right? He's fighting Jake Paul, and Jake Paul, of course, he's not 57. Jake Paul is very much 27, so he's 30 fucking years younger. And of course, you might look at that and say, well, that's not really a fair matchup. And no, it's not. It's definitely not a fair matchup. So basically, Jake Paul, you know, he's one of the YouTube boxers. Now, there's many different boxing professionals who've criticized the YouTube boxing scene, saying like, oh man, you know, YouTube boxing is, you know, a whole bunch of fucking bullshit, and they're not real fighters. One of these main people is Tommy Fury. Pretty sure that's his name. Yeah, Tommy Fury, who actually fought Jake Paul and KSI, the two biggest YouTube boxers, and he actually beat both of them. Or no. Yeah, I think he did one. Yeah, he did win. He did win from both. Yeah, even though KSI's was only with 1 point. You know, I mean, to say YouTube boxers are like nothing and then only win by 1 point, it was very close. It was very close, right? I don't know. It's kind of weak. You know, I wouldn't really flex that too hard because actually Tommy Fury is a professional boxer. You know, and you know, with KSI is just a YouTube boxer. So even winning by only 1 point is still not that great of an accomplishment, to be honest. If you're talking all that shit, but you know, it is what it is. I already spoke about that fight a couple months ago. And once again, KSI is an embarrassing guy, but it is what it is. The main focus here is Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, of course. Now, when we talk about the YouTube legends, of course, I mean, not YouTube, I mean boxing legends, you know, Tommy Fury is not really a legend in that regard. So, you know, for him to verse a YouTube boxer is kind of like whatever. But, I mean, for Mike Tyson to fight a YouTube boxer, man, that's really something else. And of course, he's 30 years older, all right? But he is still Mike Tyson. There's been some training videos of him, and he's going absolutely crazy. And I honestly don't know what's gonna happen, man. Because Jake Paul is a decent boxer, right? He's not a bad boxer. He's younger. I mean, once again, 30 fucking years. Man, Mike Tyson is pushing 60, and Jake Paul's in his 20s. So it would be very embarrassing for him to lose, right? And even if he did win, it still wouldn't really be an accomplishment because he's literally beating up someone that's almost 60 years old, man. Like, what the fuck? It doesn't matter who he is. If he's Mike Tyson or just anyone else, he's still almost 60 years old. So I just think that's, I think it's an insane concept to begin with. I don't even know how this came about. You know, because I didn't really expect Mike Tyson to ever do anything like this, right? Because Mike Tyson is very, very, he cares a lot about his legacy. I feel like, you know, and also, of course, he's had a history of, you know, he of course he was once he was once the best boxer on earth, and then he had an insane like record, of course, of like wins versus losses, and his amount of KOs is insane too. But then eventually, he got out of shape. He got like addiction. He went to jail, and then he didn't have money, and then he would just go do random fights for money, and it was a pretty low point for him. And he would lose like a lot of fights. Well, not a lot, but he would lose a couple of fights that he only did for the money, really. And it was pretty tragic. And I thought he was past those days, man. Man, of course, a lot of people are talking about Mike Tyson in like a new light nowadays because he's become like kind of like a motivational speaker, sort of a way, because he goes on a lot of podcasts and makes a lot of like videos like that. He's talking about his life, accomplishments, and he's kind of like a good guy now. He's kind of like a grandfather, right? He's telling stories all the time. But yeah, no one really expected him to come back into boxing. I don't know if he needs the money or something. But I just hope he doesn't tarnish his legacy, man. Because even if he's 60 years old almost, it would still be very sad for him to lose to Jake Paul, man. That's not something that you want to like. That's not something. If you're like one of the best boxers ever, you don't want to go to the grave having lost to Jake Paul. It doesn't matter in what fucking regard. If you're 80 years old or 60 or fucking 20, you just don't want that to happen, man. It would be kind of embarrassing, even at the age he is. It would be kind of sad. But he's very confident he can beat Jake Paul, man. There's been a lot of talk, of course, and he's been very confident in his ability to beat him up and stuff. So hey, we're gonna see. I forgot when the fight is, but apparently it's. But yeah, of course, it might be scripted. Of course, it might be scripted. I don't know how legit the fight will be, because once again, it's Mike Tyson's versus Jake Paul, but a 30-year age gap, and apparently 1 day ago, Mike Tyson actually spoke on this. He confirms the boxing match is an exhibition, but insists it will be an actual fight. So it's a little bit of a show, and that also makes sense. It's on Netflix, by the way. It's going to go down on Netflix Live. I don't know when. July 20th. It's July 20th. So here's a little thing on Wikipedia. Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson is an upcoming exhibition boxing match between professional boxer Jake Paul and former undisputed heavyweight world champion Mike Tyson. The bout is scheduled to take place on July 20th, 2024 at the AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. The event will be streamed globally on Netflix. So, one big deal with Netflix. Pretty interesting. And yeah, it's a very random crossover, man. No one really expected this, including me, of course. But hey, we're gonna see though. Me personally, I'm rooting for Mike Tyson. Once again, I think some of these YouTube boxers like KSI and Jake Paul as well have a huge ego, and I would love for that ego to be shattered, to be honest. So I hope Mike Tyson pulls through on that, man. I really do. Yeah, and I would just hate to see him lose as well, because he's the GOAT, man. He's actually such a cool guy, and I would hate to see him lose. And yeah, the final thing I want to discuss today is actually Neuralink. So Neuralink is Elon Musk's little project. Basically, how people are always scared of like the government putting chips in your brain and basically controlling everything as you do. Well, that's basically kind of what Neuralink is, but then aside from the controlling part, it is like some sort of chip in your brain, which makes you able to do things online with your brain technically. All right, so just by thinking, you can do stuff, and it's been in development for like a few months now. I mean, it's been in the concept for years, but like it's actually someone actually got it like a few months ago. So there's like one person right now with the Neuralink, and it's some dude who's actually paralyzed. So he cannot think, he cannot do things with his brain that he normally couldn't do. Because he can't use his arms or anything, so he can't really type or anything, but he cannot type with his brain, which is kind of a weird thing to think about. Anyways, on the 22nd of March, he actually tweeted with his brain. He made a tweet. The tweet was, "Twitter banned me because they thought I was a bot. Elon Musk reinstated me because I am." So basically, he's calling himself a bot, basically. But yeah, so that tweet was apparently done with his brain. I don't know exactly how that works. I don't know if you're supposed to think, all right, open Twitter, like say this, and then like hit post. Like, are you supposed to like say that out loud in your head? I don't know exactly how that works, man. I haven't really seen it happen in real time, but it is interesting though. He can also play chess with his brain. Apparently, there's a video of him, literally just looking at his screen, and then this chess pieces will move. And I don't know how the Neuralink is connected to a device. Like, is Neuralink Bluetooth? Is it Bluetooth? I don't know. That would actually be funny. But yeah, just literally looking at a screen playing chess, and just literally just thinking in your head the moves, and it actually just happens on the board. We're living in the future, man. We're living in the future. And I mean, I don't really know how Neuralink works, exactly. But yeah, they did do a live stream where they did just play chess, literally on live stream. It was like a 9 minute video where they were doing chess. And yeah, they're working hard on the product, I guess. I don't really know how it works. Of course, I'm not a scientist or whatever. So, but apparently they place it somewhere in the brain. I mean, it sounds very complicated. Like how does a computer, or like not even a computer, it's literally like a chip. How can it read your thoughts and literally replicate your thoughts onto a computer? Isn't that crazy to think about? I really don't know how that shit works, man. I mean, even a chip, it's probably really small. I mean, I don't know how small it is, but I doubt he has a whole machine in his brain. It's probably just like a small chip, right? I would imagine, at least. But that is actually really interesting. And also, one thing I'm noticing here on Twitter is that it actually, like, there's this new thing, kind of like LinkedIn, I guess. Maybe they're trying to like turn this into LinkedIn 2.0, but there's literally, like, now I see on the Neuralink profile a section called "We're Hiring," and there's literally just job applications right here on Twitter right now. Like, we're hiring senior accountant in Texas, in California, head of EHS. I don't even know what that means, but apparently there's job applications now on fucking Twitter. That's kind of crazy. I didn't know about that until just right now. That must be pretty new then. But yeah, the guy in question with the Neuralink, it is Nolan Arbo. I don't know if I said that right. And yeah, I mean, he's just some random dude. I don't know exactly how he became the subject for the Neuralink. The guy to be able to fucking wear it. But I did see Elon Musk tweet about it quite a while back. He like, yo, we're looking for someone to do the Neuralink, and I don't know. It is crazy, man. It is a crazy concept, and once again, we really are living in the future, man. There's no doubt about it. So, I'm excited to see where it goes, man. I mean, me personally, I would probably not engage in getting a Neuralink, and probably not at any point. Maybe at one point it will be a normalized thing. Who knows where the world will be in 200 years? But I don't think I'll be there for it. I'll probably be dead by then. By the time that it gets so advanced that it becomes the new norm. Because once again, one of the biggest memes in this related to this is like that you'll just get unskippable ads literally planted in your brain that you can't do anything about. It is scary to think about, man. Like, if there's actually just something in your brain that you just simply can't get out by yourself, and then other people are controlling it, like, it is scary to think about. Like, this guy is just alone now, so if there's something happens, he can like just literally, like, I mean, I would say he can like seek out help, but he's paralyzed, so he can't even do that. So never mind. Actually, they could just be trapping him as well. They just give him unskippable ads, and he can't do anything about it. I don't think that would happen, though. At least not for now. But it could definitely be used for evil, though. It could definitely be used for evil. But let's hope that it does not get to that point, though. Anyways, yeah, that's all I really want to talk about in this episode of the podcast. I'm working on some other stuff too. For the YouTube channel stuff. But yeah, I'm just really busy right now, man. I'm really, like, there's just three things. I'm working on one big video that I've been putting off for like months now. Like, it was supposed to release like almost 2 months ago, and I still haven't really finished it. But then the fucking school projects and the exams now, like, I really hate going back to college, man. It's not a fun time, but it has to happen, man. It has to happen. Anyways, the third thing is the fucking driving theory exam, man. I would have really wanted to finish that earlier. I would have loved to pass that shit like in the fucking, like, it's like 2 weeks ago when I did it, but I fucking failed once again, man. So we're still working on it. I don't know when I'll fucking complete that, but until then, I need to fucking study, right? And that this shit takes time. So I really hope to get more, put more videos out in the near future, though. Like, whenever I'm done with these three things, I'll have all the freedom. But until then, I need to, like, stay fucking on the grind, because I'm working on this big Assassin video, right? This is basically a documentary, because Assassin's getting a new game. Basically, the old game will probably just fucking die off. So I'm just documenting everything that I've done over the years into one big video, and it's gonna be like a couple hours long probably. But yeah, that's really the main thing I've been working on. That's why I've really been posting much other stuff. But there should be another video coming out either later today or tomorrow. I don't know yet. Yeah. So yeah, once again, man. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this this episode. Um, and yeah, the next month will be the 13th episode, and it will already be 1 year since I started the podcast, man. Like, actually, time flies, man. With the podcast, like, the podcast is basically just like a way for me to like kind of process a month having passed. Like, like, damn, every time I need to make a new one, it's like, damn, a month has already passed, man. It just feels like it keeps happening faster, man. Like, it just feels like yesterday that I made the last episode, but we're already a fucking month further. I don't even know how that shit happens, but hopefully you guys enjoyed once again, and see you next month on the first Saturday of the month, as always. Goodbye.